Hey, moms, welcome to the Virtual Six Figure Mom Podcast, a show for moms who want to achieve their definition of success while managing their day to day responsibilities and maintaining some sense of sanity along the way. Let's jump into today's episode. Hello again. Welcome to the Virtual Six Figure Mom Podcast. It's your host, Christina. Um, I want to jump right in because this is a topic that has come up quite a bit. And in full transparency, it's not just coming up with my clients, I actually deal with this. So we take a deep breath. Today, we're going to talk about imposter syndrome in the workplace. It is a topic I know all too well. You all know I'm a dual certified HR professional. I'm a mom of two. And for the life of me, I can't quite fully and consistently walk in my amazingness. Right. So let's kind of break this down. Imposter syndrome, I know you hear about it a lot. It is, the feeling of self-doubt, feeling of inadequacy, right? Or fear of being exposed as a fraud, right? Despite your achievements, despite your qualifications, despite how amazing your resume is, despite your accolades, you still aren't sure you're enough, right? And this is a common issue many working mothers face. I will say there's good news. This I know to be a fact. There is absolutely good news. There are strategies and tips to help you overcome it and boost your confidence. I will say, please don't expect this to be a one and done thing. This is the sort of syndrome where it's going to take um, repeated work to address it, consistent work, right? It's like the shower. You don't just take a shower today and think you're good for the rest of your life, right? You need to shower consistently. So, um, and I say that again as someone who's working through that. So, um, I'm going to run through, just based on my research, some strategies and tips that I have tried. And they work, but again, you have to be consistent. So you will forever be a work in progress as long as this is something you deal with. So, one of the first things that comes to mind is really recognizing your achievements. I'd say take a moment, reflect on all the hard work you've done, all the hard work you've put into getting where you are today, right? Write it down. Make a list of those accomplishments. I don't care how big or small they are, or you might think they are, right? Recognize that you have actually earned your position through your own merit, through your own hard work, and please don't ever minimize that. Please. All right. Um, Another strategy, challenge that negative self talk, right? Please don't let your inner critic take over and have its voice be louder than yours, more consistently than yours. Whenever you hear that negative internal voice in your head, like, really challenge it with positive affirmations. I, for one, love starting my day with affirmations. I pick one sometimes, and throughout the day, I'll find another, and I'm like, this came to mind, right? I am, experiencing miracles every day, right? That's one of my favorites. And I'd say remind yourself you're capable. Remind yourself that you're smart. Remind yourself that you absolutely deserve your position. Reflect back on that list of accomplishments we talk about, right? Like, keep a journal, write this stuff down. I can't stress that enough. Um, Another one that, is sometimes a struggle for us, right? Asking for help, asking for support. Talk to a trusted colleague, find a mentor, find a coach, hand raised, volunteering, or your therapist, right? And talk to them about your feelings of self doubt. Sometimes just having someone provide that perspective, right, can help you reframe your own perspective. and actually boost your confidence. As a matter of fact, I'm a huge proponent of therapy at all times, not just when we feel like we're struggling, at all times, consistently. Find that one therapist. And sometimes we outgrow our therapist, you get another one, right? Like 10 out of 10 for me. 10 out of 10. Top of the list of things that are non negotiable, I think, when it comes to your success, a coach and a therapist, right? Part of your board of advisors, let's say. Um, and embrace failure. Oh my gosh. I've talked to clients quite a bit about their fear of failure. And I think it's important to reframe this whole failure narrative, right? Like you need to embrace failure. Failure is part of the process. Your fear of failure is keeping you stagnant. Understand that failure is part of the process and not a reflection of your abilities, right? It's an opportunity to learn and grow. So please don't be afraid of it. Please don't let that keep you from taking risks. Please don't let that keep you from making mistakes. My goodness, we are all human. We're all human. Embrace each failure or learning opportunity as part of the process. As a matter of fact, I challenge you to be intentional about failing forward as an actual strategy. True story. I was a coach for financial advisors, specifically a sales coach. And I had some advisors who had call reluctance, right? So part of their business involved making phone calls, right? That's how you're successful. And some of them were like, gosh, I don't know what to say. I don't feel confident. I can't pick up the phone, so forth and so on. There were 10 million reasons. And so I would say to them, how many no's can you get today? Right? Because if you're getting the no, that means you picked up the phone. That means you put forth the effort. That means you are moving forward. How many no's can you get today? You might be surprised. You might be surprised because if you're getting the no's, that means you're doing the work and then we can just fine tune the process. But if you're not getting the no's, you're not getting the yeses, and you're just sitting there not picking up the phone, then we have a whole different situation to address, right? So embrace failure as part of the process, welcome it as part of the process. Lastly, practicing self care should be non negotiable. It is absolutely critical. And I'm not talking about the mani pedi and the hair appointments and the massages, although I love all of the above. My birthday is in July. If you ever want to send a gift card for any of those, right? Like, I absolutely love that stuff. But I'm talking about more so overall well being. I'm talking about making time for things like fitness, and you don't have to join the expensive gym. Shout out to my Pilates group. I won't name it. Not cheap. I loved it, but I can do Pilates at home, right? So make time for fitness, whatever that looks like for you. Make time for your hobbies. I love to listen to audiobooks. I love to eat. Just saying. I like to try new foods. Make time for things that bring you joy. That's the self care I'm talking about, right? Surround yourself with those positive influences that lift you up, that inspire you, that encourage you, that motivate you. Have that hype squad around you that you can tap into when you're feeling like, you know, the hype squad, your board of advisors, as I referenced earlier. Have that, right? Most importantly, and it's odd that I'm saying this in a podcast, but make time to disconnect. Make time to turn the phone off. No electronics, no planning. I am a huge planner. I plan digitally now, so that's more time that I'm wired. No planning. I say focus on your breath. And for me, I strongly encourage meditation. Y'all, meditation has absolutely, I think, saved my life. And in a blog post, I told the story of losing temporary partial vision directly connected to stress, right? And so I know how my body processes stress. Um, Meditation has been a game changer, and I honestly believe a lifesaver and a life extender, right? If we're going to call it what it is. Um, so I've poured a lot, right? I've shared a lot, and again, this is a lot of self talk for me. This is me giving myself this advice as well. Um, so I'd say this: if you are, part of our mom friend community, you're struggling with this imposter syndrome, or any other really career related issue, um, I want to extend an invitation to you. We have a career clarity consultation. It is, typically a full 90 minutes, right? I say 60 to 90 minutes. Rarely am I on the 60-minute end of that, because once we start peeling back the layers of whatever you have going on, we start uncovering things and then we dig deeper, right? And we start thinking about strategy and planning. So it is an intense 90-minute Zoom session where we work together to create that customized plan of action that's tailored to your specific needs based on where you are, based on where you want to go, based on your passions, right? All of that's factored in. Um, so whether you're seeking career coaching, whether you want, interview coaching and preparation, maybe you want your resume reviewed and updated, you want someone to design your career path, we have the expertise to guide you. Plus, there's an upgrade option, which people apparently love, where we do a strengths assessment as well. So, something to consider. In the show notes, of course, you'll find the link to get that on the calendar. And I'd say, um, journal. If you do nothing else after you listen to this, pull out the notebook. If you're like me, you have several journals that are partially used. I got to do better. But pull out the journal and just write. Like, what are your thoughts at this point after listening to this episode about imposter syndrome? Did anything resonate with you, right? What's one of these strategies that you could implement, try out, as early as now, right? Because sometimes I think we swear we have all the time in the world and we really don't. Um, what can you implement now? Right? And I think journaling is one of those things, right? We talked about recognizing achievements. We talked about challenging that negative self talk. We talked about asking for support, embracing failure as part of the process, and the self care component. I think journaling is self care too, by the way. So, what can you do today? With that, I'll leave it there, right? I appreciate you making it to the end of this episode. I'd say if you found it helpful, certainly leave us a review, share it with your friends and your colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe for more episodes on career development, work life balance, and thriving as an amazing working mom. Hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and we'll chat soon.
Thank you so much for listening today. Make sure you stay connected with the Virtual Six Figure Mom community. Hit subscribe for podcast episodes. Visit our website at www.virtualsixfiguremom.com and join our growing online community on Instagram and LinkedIn.